All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash, the blessed to the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect wishing this word in truth and in sincerity, with the hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. We so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the character written about Revelation 13 verse 16 on down, which is the MOTB. The miracle joke is the precursor to the Karama. Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it is written. So, I want to go straight into this lesson dealing with the time of great perils, because as you can see by the events taking place upon the earth, from storms and various pestilence to earthquakes in diverse places, to wars and rumors of wars, all these things have been prophesied by the prophets that have been before thee and before thee of old, as is written in Jeremiah 28 verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And the reason why the prophets in them could have declared these things is because the Lord doeth nothing but revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, as is written in Amos. And the scripture also said, shall evil be done in a city, and I, the Lord, have not done it? So, the Lord declared these things unto the prophets, and the prophets go out and make it be known the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, whether people want to hear or forbear. And we're in the time in which the Lord has put the Spirit upon his servants to continually push out these videos, because we're in such a time in which gradually censorship is going to be an all-time high, and people that speak out against the agenda being pushed by the global elites are going to be deemed as enemies of the state, yo. And these are the times that we are coming into, because we are declaring the wicked devices of the devil, yo. And the devil is talking about a deceiver. You see me? One who's ruling society now, using their manipulating tactics and their cunning hearts to manipulate the minds of the simple. That's why it is written in 2 Corinthians 4 verse 3, say, for a gospel be it is it to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach should shine unto them. Because right now, the gospel of Yahushua is out and being declared to the four corners of the earth. But the God of this world hath blinded the minds of the simple, yo, and they're not seeing what's really going on. Because we're in a time of great tribulation, yo, and that's what's coming up on the earth. Because Christians believe that in this time they're going to be raptured. But them have no idea what's coming. So this is Luke 21 verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotion, be ye not terrified, because a lot of people are going to start panic. Just as what take place now over Ukraine between them and Russia, you have a lot of people are afraid about nuclear war, World War III. But if them have the understanding of what is the desire of Yahweh Shem Shai, it is written, let me go for this and come back. It is written in Zephaniah 3 verse 8. This is the determination of the Lord, and this is that rest your mind at ease, yo. This is Zephaniah 3 verse 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So this is the desire of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua in these last days. That's why it is written in 2 Ezra 8 verse 2 to say, many great miseries shall be done unto them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. So just check out the inhabitants of the earth now, yo. What Scripture say? Great pride. Timothy tell about the perils. Timothy said, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And if you read 2 Timothy 3 on down, Timothy lists out the characteristics of those that are going to be dwelling on the earth in the last days, yo. Him say boasters, heady, high-minded, yo, proud, blasphemers, lovers of self rather than lovers of God. Just look on all of the devices where the wicked give our people to bask in, yo. You see me? Look on social media, from the Instagram, the Facebook, you see me? The Twitter. All of these things that have people out there boasting, and you have people that covet these things that people are boast about, yo. These are the times that we're in. They walked in great pride. But people don't realize how serious at times they're in. So going back to the precept, it said, when ye shall hear of wars and commotion, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, showing that this is the will of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. But the end is not yet. And one of the main reasons why we even know that the end is not yet, because the MOTB is not mandated around the world, which is the RFID microchip, where they want to believe yes or no. It's going to be proven, yo. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. Can you recall what took place a couple weeks ago in Turkey and Syria? Over 40,000 people died. The amount of earthquake shook, yo. Villages, cities look like rubble. And these things have been prophesied aforetime, yo. But now these things are literally coming to pass before your eyes. And famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs there shall be from heaven. And the Lord has shown forth a lot of signs in the heavens and upon the earth. But people now take note of these things. So let's go into this clip.
Good afternoon, everyone. Things are really getting dangerous here. We're at that point in time where we have such a normalization of the fact that we are in a world at war. We have a biological events. We have all of these different parts of the economic crisis failing around us. People are normalizing it, and that strikes danger into our near future. We have the government and world leaders of our planet getting ready to live in underground bunkers. We have the militaries prepared to stave off or engage in a nuclear conflict. We have Russia warning that the United States of America is preparing chemical weapon warfare for use in Ukraine. These are our future months. The Russian ambassador to China has put out a warning. One saying that the United States of America, its military, and other NATO countries are working right now to actively sabotage the Ukrainian conflict, and in doing so are fully and inherently complicit in this war. I told you at the very beginning, as soon as Russia moved into Ukraine and as soon as America decided with your tax-paying money that America would back up Ukraine and let Ukraine stave off the war there, that Russia was going to begin to see America as an aggressor. That's exactly what is happening right now.
My name is Jim Rickards. I'm a former advisor to the CIA, Department of Defense, and the White House. In a moment, you'll have my own evidence that very few people have seen. You'll see how I believe two acts of democratic stupidity are about to combine into a storm that will change America forever: the American energy Armageddon. In fact, due to specific circumstances created...
This spiritual, yo, I first had ever come on in the midst of a video and not even complain, yo. Because we hear him talk about, just listen a little more before we click it off.
By the Armageddon, it's possible you could now win big while others lose. You see, there's a universal truth. In times of crisis, money moves. During the coming energy Armageddon, most Americans will face new hardships, but not all. A few will win and win big. You're about to see how the energy Armageddon could create a one-time opportunity.
What is happening right now. In the spring of 2022, says Russia, we almost agreed upon the basic terms of a ceasefire, but the West was reluctant to end this conflict. The Russian diplomat said that Russia never refused to negotiate with Ukraine and continues to be open to dialogue with Western patrons. But this can only happen, says Russia, when Ukraine and the United States of America are able to adopt an attitude of mutual respect, genuine interest, acknowledging current realities, and showing a willingness to take Russia's fundamental interests and concerns into account. Now, there's a bigger picture happening right now. Something larger is at play. You don't go for 100 years of oil-rich USD-backed economy and suddenly say in the next couple of years to 10-year period, we're going to get rid of all oil necessary vehicles. You just simply don't do this without something larger happening. Now, whether we have reached some sort of plateau in our ability to pull up oil from the ground, or the United States of America knows that sooner or later Israel is going to bomb Iran and we're going to see a massive outbreak of war in the Middle East, they know something's up. And at the end of the day, it's you and me that are going to feel the brunt of the chaos that is coming. Russia is right now accusing the USA of a severe attempt to disrupt all African and Russian relationships. The deputy foreign minister is being quoted as warning that the United States of America is exerting unprecedented pressure on African countries, including an attempt to disrupt a planned African-Russian summit. Now, the deputy foreign minister, Mikhail Bogdanov, quoted by the state TASS news agency, reiterated Moscow's accusations of the so-called collective West. They said America is staging a campaign to completely isolate Moscow. And you know what? They're absolutely right. This is a war, and in war, you make your enemies look as bad as possible. The same way that each country is going to use false flag events, and in doing so, they're going to blame their enemies. The United States of America, according to the deputy, and its allies are conducting an unprecedented campaign for the political and economic isolation of Russia, including the disruption of the African-Russian Second Summit that was due to take place in St. Petersburg. Since the beginning, in a continuation of this quote, of the special military option, the collective West has significantly increased pressure on African countries. This is through threats of imposing new sanctions, through the termination of financial and humanitarian aid, and through background channels that you and I don't get privy to understand. Since the start of the war, which we note has taken the lives of thousands of people, it has displaced or made refugees of millions of people, Russia continues to turn to China, to India, and to African countries as they seek closer ties with those nations. This is a division. Think about the United States of America, and who's really in power here? Is it the president? No, he's just an acting president of the United States of America. He has no 100% say so. That's called a dictatorship. So we have a power play happening in the USA where people that you don't even know, usually with economic ties, they really are the puppet masters. What do? They give their money to two different dividing political powers. You have the Republicans and the Democrats. Then, through this division, the American people, rather than looking at the puppet masters, look at each other and say, it's your fault. Why do you follow this person? Each cycle of political party, and when they gain some traction of power in the USA, they have their own ability to make certain sways to the future of the country. Now, if you look at this globally, there's a division. It's America, it's Canada.
Same say, there's a division. The thing is, you have to ask yourself, who caused that division now? This is Luke 12, verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straitened till it be accomplished? Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. Listen, rather division. And not only division, the Lord goes far as to say in Matthew 10, verse 34, he said, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. The scripture tell you about a sword. A sword is sharpened, yo. These are the times we're in which the Lord is going to bring great tribulation upon the earth, which the earth have not seen. It is written in Matthew 20, 24, verse 31, from 31, 20, 21. Say, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor never shall be. Because in that time of great tribulation, when World War III will take place, when civil unrest will take place, when famine will take place, you see me? Riots in the streets, people being raped from left to right, cannibalism in the streets. At that time, yo, the people of the Lord is going to be delivered, because you have the mark of the MOTB being mandated through the four corners of the earth. And at that time, the Lord will send forth his angels to gather his elect, yo, because nuclear missiles will be firing at that time. And this is what the Lord is bringing, yo, a sword, in which, as it is written in Matthew 24, verse 29, say, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, yo. What cause that shaking? The ICBMs. It's written in Isaiah 24, so the earth shall rock to and fro like a drum cart. This is what World War III is going to cause, yo. Verse 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And at that time, look up, yo. The salvation is here. That's how terrible the times is going to be. So you have a lot of people talk about them going to get raptured from the tribulation. You don't have a clue, yo. The scripture refers to the times to come as the times of Jacob's trouble. In 2 Ezra 16, verse 74, or he once said that 73, it said, then shall they know who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, the day of trouble is at hand, but I shall deliver you from the same. The Lord are going to be a guide in the times to come, yo. And him going to send forth his angels, as it is written. It says, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, written in Revelation 1 verse 7. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. For those that don't believe in the return of our Lord Yahushua, which the world ignorantly called Jesus. Oh, happy day, yo. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. And this is where our hope lies, yo. Not in this world, not in this society, because we already see this society is going to fall, yo. And the scripture says, what manner of person we shall be. Right now, you should be laying up treasures in the heavens, yo. Doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yoshai, repenting daily, offending less. You see me? Being brotherly. You see me? Using charity. You see me? These are the times we're supposed to reflect and examine ourselves, yo. And I walk circumspectly because what the days are evil. So this was edifying, yo. With that, I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Meka Kodash. Shalom.